Hola, gracias. Mijinchi. Yeah, I'm just painting. I'm working on some stuff, so I figured we could hang out. Gracias por aquaprimo. Yeah, you know, just working with some stuff.
He is too cute.
So I get the no copyright music going, and I'm just gonna work on some stuff. As you come in, maybe I'll see you. Hola. And yeah, I've never really gone into most of this stuff unless you like really follow me on a lot of like social media stuff. I I've been working on this book for like a really really long time. I love how this whole thing's just like falling apart as I'm going. I've been working on this thing for a really long time, and it's just nice to kind of have it all make sense in a way. If that has any type of whatever to it, I don't know. But yeah, I've been working on this book forever, and I'm happy to like just be able to like share it with everybody as I come about it. And it's just about growing up as a kid. And of course, I want to thank my forever sponsor, Yasumoto Inc. Good shit. All right, time to paint. I am right-handed, but I like to kind of put this up ambidextrously in a way. Trying to figure out the best way to like set this up. I got cables and stuff kind of flopping around. Give me a sec. There we go. At least this way you can kind of see what I'm doing. Cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna paint. And I'll try and look up occasionally to see if anybody has any questions. I'm probably not going to see anyone really comment or do anything with this. I know how these things kind of work. But I just wanted to do something today. So here I am doing something. I started doing all these like abstract paintings a couple of years ago. Well, like a year ago. For those who don't know, my little Dachshund passed away, and I was kind of wrecked for a little while about it. I mean, I'm still sad, but I'm getting past it. The sad, the forever sad of it. And when I started to do that, I found this whole new world of kind of like free painting that came out of it. I even made a book about it, Mi Gente, which you can still get. Just Google me up, Joara Blake, Mi Gente, 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 and you can find all of it. I think it's a pretty good book. I think it's probably one of the better books I've ever done. But I just feel like sometimes the most easy way to explain things is to show how you feel. I feel like with a lot of abstract paintings, they're more kind of emotional they've got so much emotional openness to them that you just kind of go and you make and you do these
Everybody says
things.
they want more flexibility, but what does that mean? Flexibility is working a 40-hour week.
Commercials.
Or a 4-hour week, if that's what you need. It's a canceled class, creating an opportunity to earn. It's having dinner with the family on Wednesday and delivering during dinner rush on Friday. Flexibility is taking the afternoon off, the week off, and then picking right back up where you left off. So it's no wonder 86% of drivers say that you need flexibility, because flexibility works.
These colors kind of just work for me. I know what this music is. Commercials. Crazy ass commercials. There we go. I was like, I know I grabbed like non-copyright lo-fi, so. You just gonna kinda just go for it. My large array of paints. Thank you, Arteza, another sponsor who gave me a lot of really cool kind of art stuff, like paints and stuff to work with. And so I've been using a lot of those as of recent. And I mean, there's also a lot of other things, like other paints that I have as well, but it's always nice to kind of thank the people who do kind things for you, you know? We'll see. Just I just love just kind of just going for it sometimes. Finding these like dark, deep reaches, and then really kind of letting your paints build their own structures. So a tip that I use a lot, that I remember back when I was in art school, was I had this really cool professor, Elizabeth, and Spotswood. You can actually find her online, on YouTube. Or not on YouTube, on Instagram. Elizabeth Spotswood. And she was just this really cool professor. But one of the things she always said was, you want your water that you're washing your brushes off with your ink and your water and your paints and all that stuff with your brushes. You don't want to go too hot or too cold, and it actually clears the brushes off really easily. So that way you have like clean paint to kind of go across your canvas in what width. And then I always use kind of like a cold when I'm just kind of fresh dipping and going from there. I always find it really cool to like expand your palette. So I want to do maybe some, like some light green. No, I don't want to do light green. I want to do purple. I haven't done a purple in a while. Yeah, like a lavender. And it's just figuring out where you're gonna put it on a palette. It's always kind of the thing. My wife got me this a while back. It's this little porcelain kind of paint thing, and it works really well. Little paint palette, and I just enjoy it so much that I use it all the time. I have like 1,000 of these things, like big ones and stuff, but I don't know. She gave it to me, and it just means a lot to me. I think a lot of times, like, you just gotta kind of let the colors live in the way they want to. And then just see how it goes. So go at our purple, look at our pink, look at our reds. I think I want more reds. Like some dark line reds. Just kind of powerhouse reds. I'm feeling kind of in one of those moods where I'm taking these things and I'm just running with them. I'm gonna go back in with this with black in a second to just kind of let this all go and become whatever it's going to be. I always tell people like you should probably like prep your colors and all that stuff beforehand, at least for your like water and stuff, which I do and I don't. Got this little guy too, the brush holder. It's cute, but it works really well. That guy. So yeah, I'm mostly just kind of setting things up. Oh hey, how's it going? I'm mostly just kind of setting things up right now, and if you're writing anything, I'm sorry, I can't write anything. It's not set up for chat stuff. Yeah. Cool. So if you write anything, I might be able to see it. I don't know. It might pop up. I'm not really sure. I've never really done like a live one before. But yeah, so I'm working on some ink stuff. So we're getting back to that. But hello, thank you for coming. Bienvenidos. Let's bring this over here so you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm sorry if this is extra shaky, but it's what we got right now. So I use different brushes for like my watercolor and my inks. So my watercolor, my inks. I mean, I have lots of brushes, but this is kind of how those things work. And I use my sponsored ink for this. I guess I should probably just put it on one of my pieces. I'm just undecided on where I want to put it yet. So, like I said, I'm just doing kind of like an abstract thing. And then I may go over with like lettering later to kind of say, I'm telling a story about my life growing up. And so I'm kind of letting these things come about the way I'm going for them. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it's the kind of accent lines that really explain how I feel right now. Because I feel a little chaotic, so I'm doing kind of a chaos painting, if that makes any sense at all. It may not make sense to you. It makes sense to me. I'm always kind of in pursuit of madness, so in my life, I feel madness sometimes, and so I make paintings that illustrate that, and I guess in a true form of expression and who I am. So for those who don't know, my name is Joar Blake. I am a painter. I have been for an extremely long amount of time. And in that, I have kind of come up with a style of sorts in which I paint. And it makes me happy to be able to do that. I think a lot of artists they struggle to find like their style for a really, really long time. And I have been working religiously to kind of have that throughout my life. And the last couple of decades, I feel like I've really kind of come across on that. And it feels happy to be able to do that. And yeah, I've lived all over the world at times, and I've painted kind of all different styles and stuff and different art. I think that's kind of the one thing a lot of people think. They think like you come across like an art style and you just kind of stick with it forever. And that's not really kind of how it goes as you're trying to figure it out. It's not really how it goes. Even after you figure it out, you figure out what works for you, and then you stick with it until you don't. And then you move on to the next thing. And that's basically all you can do. Is just allow yourself to be comfortable kind of in the moment with what you're doing. And like the rest of it just kind of comes along as it goes. Like I don't pretend to be like this. I don't know, you know. I mean, I've been compared to other artists. I don't know that I'm the next Basquiat or anything like that, or. But I feel like I have a place in the art world, and I've worked hard to get there. You just kind of have to let yourself breathe in your creativity and learn to kind of love what you do. Like that's really persistence of kind of like having a style, is that you become this. Oh, there's no water in there. Okay. That's really funny. I've been thinking this whole time I've been using my water. So I'm ruining my paint water wash, but that's okay. I'm just kind of letting this breathe. So the story behind this painting, if I could borrow this for a second so that I can show you. I am live now. Hello. The story behind this painting is when I was a kid, I used to kind of always find domino sets like, oh, cool. Hi. How's it going? Hello. So when I was a kid, I would see a lot of times this, like in toy chest and stuff where I would go places, I would see domino pieces. And I always wondered what they were because I didn't really know. And I eventually got to the point where I learned how to play when I was in Trinidad, actually, with my cousins and stuff. And then I kind of just randomly had friends who would play and stuff like that. And so it's kind of that story of like growing up and seeing these things and like realizing like this is a game that like people play their whole lives to get good at. And it felt nice to commemorate that. As I've kind of fallen back into it, as the years have gone by, as a painter, obviously, as the years have gone by, I've seen so much artwork, and I've seen so many people play the game, and I've even played the game myself quite a bit. So, with all my friends and everyone. So, yeah. So, in the meantime, I'm just gonna let all this dry and do whatever. And thank you. I'm happy you like it. That means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Yeah, and I'm just gonna kind of just let this sit, let this dry. Drying is kind of the longest part of most of these things. You have to, I love the colors too. You have to just kind of let everything dry. Especially if you do any abstract stuff, you have to let it dry for a long time. So I'd already done this part of the painting already, and now I'm doing this part. And yeah, you know, the little stuff and all these things. My Yasumoto. I guess since they're my sponsor, I should probably put this sticker like right here, you know? So that way when I film my videos, you can all see it. So, give me a second. Hey, how's it going? I hope you can forgive me for this atrocious angle as we place the sponsored sticker on the box. I think that looks pretty normal, pretty natural, you know? Not bad. Looks pretty product placement-y, but also works pretty well. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna let it dry, and I guess I'll let you know how it looks later. All right, ciao. Rainer out. Thanks for joining me. Bye.